First of all, we want to talk about coverage. This is very important. Some of your members, some of the EASA member companies will not be covered if you're really tiny. If it's you and an assistant and you're selling electric motors, you probably are not going to be covered. However, if you have 5 or 10 service people, you probably are going to hit some numbers. The minimum number is $500,000 in gross revenue. We do this, I say we, the federal government does this as a proxy for federal coverage. So you say, well, you know, I'm in a small town, I really don't function outside of my small town. The federal government doesn't care. They'll be like, yeah, but you bought motors from another state, or you did this or that or the other thing. So what we have done pretty consistently is they ask us for tax returns and other financial information, and unless we're pretty sure we're under, meaning we being the company that's being audited, we generally stipulate to coverage. In other words, we don't want to turn your financials over to the wingnuts working for the government. So that's why we stipulate, because they have a right to ask and say, well, let's dig into this and see if you really have $500,000 gross revenue. So most of the companies that we've had audited, frankly, we just stipulated because we knew that they made enough money that we weren't going to get them out of the coverage. Second part is, so it's $500,000 annual revenue is the benchmark for federal. Now what I want to caution you here is that a lot of these new local regs from Seattle and San Francisco and some of the state laws, new required paid leave law in Illinois, those have very low limits, if any limit at all. So be very careful. So you say, well, I'm not covered by the feds. If you're in a state or locality, you may be covered by some of these new rules that have been put in place. So please watch out for that. And again, we're looking at minimum wages, $11 to $15 an hour in some of these locations, and it's going to cause some, what we call it in compensation consulting, we call that compression, where you have people been there for 10 or 12 years, and they're making $15, $18 an hour, and all of a sudden you have to pay the new people at least $15 an hour. It's not going to be fun. And again, this is not federal, but we're just cautioning you on the state and local side.